after like a certain amount of time, I think it can. Yeah, I'm always ready. What did you say in the chat? There she is. Oh, they can hear me, but they can't hear you. So scuffed. This is gonna be like 6 hours of the stream starting soon, and it'll just be me talking to nobody because we can't figure out. We don't know how to stream. We've done this 4 times now, and we still don't know how to stream.
That's really 100% my fault, honestly. And we are live now, so say hello to everybody watching. Hello 242. We did wait until your stream was until your premiere was done. We actually delayed specifically so that we could go watch your premiere. So yeah, no Bard, only Dareinger. This is dangerous.
Dareinger.
It is Daringerous.
I hate myself for that.
It is blurry, Helix. You are right about that. I've been trying to work on the focus of the camera, but for some reason it is not focusing. So, like now, you're just going to have to wait until I hold things up. And it kind of focuses there a little bit. I don't know if it's the light or what's going on. And I've messed with it on, what do you call it, over OBS, but for some reason I can't figure out what the problem is. So whenever I try to configure video and I go to focus, I can up the focus like 1,000,000%, and for some reason it doesn't help. It's just, you know. Oh, thank you, everybody. I noticed that the camera is not in focus. I appreciate all of you reminding me. So let me try, like, just messing around with the slider a little bit, see if it helps. Let me know if it helps any. I don't think it does. I'm looking at it and it's not changing anything. Maybe if I tap it?
Try throwing it across the room.
Throwing it across the room, you say? I would do that, but then, you know, there's a chance that I might do an unintentional face reveal. So, I mean, if you guys are like, if you guys are, yeah, no, I knew. If you guys are tech savvy, if you can give me some pointers, please let me know. Other than that, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you guys here. And thank you for, to Dareinger for taking care of, it looks like we had a bot.
Barbara Hutchison.
Barbara Hutchinson. And today we're, what's it called? I believe we're going to be finishing. I know that this is blurry, but maybe you can see that this is a vast majority of it put together already. So we have, as I have counted, 9 pieces. Sometimes I count 8, sometimes I count 9. I don't know. And we have this, which I believe is the bottom, coming together. So put my mask on and throw it.
Everyone just pretend that you just woke up and you haven't like wiped the crap out of your eyes, so it's all blurry. and
I
it'll
know.
make it like a lot better.
And I thought that maybe it was like maybe the lens is messed up, so I'm like doing this, like using lens wipes, like cleaning it, and nothing changes, and I don't know why that is. And this is like the first time that we've had this type of issue, so like I honestly can't begin to imagine what the problem is. Let me see,
Does
maybe
it have an autofocus on it?
I took the autofocus off when I noticed that it wasn't helping, so let me try it again. Configure video, I'll put the autofocus on. You know what? Let me hold something up to the camera so that way I can tell if it's helping.
I was
So
gonna say, like, see if you can get it to autofocus on IP's face, because that may do it.
it didn't absolutely nothing. It looks the same amount of blurry.
Damn.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what might be happening, but it might be like a problem with the camera itself because this is a secondhand camera that I got. So I mean, like, chances are very high that it's just like it just refuses to behave because it refuses to behave. So apologies. This has been like a day for technical difficulties. Um, Maybe your camera is hopped. What does hopped mean? You know what? Give me a second. I have an idea. Let me try this. Uh-oh.
If it was a problem with Discord, I could help. If it was a problem with like the stream, I could probably help. The cameras and stuff, I don't know anything about those.
Yeah, I'm honestly pretty sure that it's just like a camera problem. So, um, yeah, I couldn't tell you what exactly the problem is.
The camera is hooped,
Hooped?
according to 42.
What does hooped mean? Oh, done for. Dark, yeah, darkness. I tried to like maybe increase the resolution that I was working with, and what ended up happening is that it just went offline completely. So, like, we're just gonna proceed as we are now, and just hope that it doesn't get any worse. So, let's see. So, how's everybody doing? It's been a whole week since I've gotten to speak to any of you, and I'm interested to know how your lives are going. Perhaps different camera on the future. Yeah, you're right, Gamma. Uh, I do have a replacement camera. The problem is it's one of those DSLR cameras, so I kind of have to get like the what do you call it? The proper equipment to make it hook up to my computer and work that way. Yeah, I think this camera is done for. I would have to agree with you. Dareinger has gone quiet on me.
I was trying to see if I could find something about how to unblurify it, but
Yeah,
if if we're just under the consensus that it's dead, then
we might
I'll
be under
I'll
the
leave it to rest in peace.
yeah, we might be under that consensus. I feel like I don't
Just
think that this is
ha-
gonna.
just like halfway through the stream, it goes to a black screen, and
It
it's just us talking.
it went to a black screen a second ago. Were you? Did you not see?
Oh no, I saw, but I figured you were just messing with something and like
Yeah,
bumped a cord.
yeah. I was messing with something to see if I could make it work, but nah, it didn't. So let's see.
Oh, Gamma's watching Arcane. Is that the League of Legends one?
Yes, it's a good one if you haven't seen it. Like,
I, I told my friends I would watch that if they put Urgot in it, but I doubt that they're gonna put Urgot in it. Although it does, I think it messes with like the Chem Tech, like Noxus City or whatever it is.
right. Um, 42 asks, how is the Midday Bard doing? We don't speak of the Midday Bard. We don't speak of him. Oh, okay, I see how this works. He runs a subpar deli at best.
I mean, have you had the paninis there? They're not that bad.
Ed 2 Dareinger.
Then Caesar falls and dies.
Interesting. So, yeah. It's been a week and a half for everyone. It appears.
I damn near killed Stormy last night.
How did you nearly kill Stormy last night?
He made me extremely mad, and I was gonna reach across the table and like beat the shit out of him. Dude doesn't show up like multiple weeks in a row to locals. Shows up. Him and I are playing. He goes to like get food while I'm doing my turn 1 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I end up setting up a board with F-Zero, Utopic Dragon, Lyrilisk Palm Thrush, and Lyrilisk Assemblum Nightingale. So monster negates and all this. Dude fucking plays Pot of Desires, banishes 10, draws 2 infinite imperms, proceeds to just destroy my board. And I was just like, you shouldn't have won. You just, that was bullshit. You should not have won.
That's awesome. That's hilarious. And it's, I don't know, I feel like it's made more funny by the fact that, you know, we've all had that duel where it's like somebody top decks something dumb, or like, you know, plays their draw spell into something that's just like, okay, you know what, I was set up to win, and this is BS.
If it was like any other draw spell, I couldn't. If it was like any other draw spell, I could like understand. But the fact that he has to banish 10 cards and still manages to draw the same 2 cards that win him the game, it's like, dude, I really want to punch you right now. And no, Stormy doesn't wear his mask. I think 1 year he may have for Halloween, but he usually just comes in looking like a cult leader.
Now, you say that every time you say, like, he comes in looking like a cult leader, which is frequently, so I assume it's a real thing. But I always kind of picture him, like, wearing, like, a toga with, like, long hair.
Okay, so it's the Stormy look on a normal day is sandals with, like, a Hawaiian shirt, and yes, he has long hair, and like he looks like a Hawaiian tourist version of a cult leader, and it's just like, dude, you're a cult leader.
That's hilarious. I do have to say, what's it called? One positive thing about like the camera being hooped is that y'all can't tell, but I actually, because my nails are usually kept so long, I was lifting some boxes, and there was one box that slipped out of my grip and pulled my fingernails backwards. And when it did that, there is like literally blood crusted underneath my fingernails. So you can't see that right now, and it's a good thing.
That sent a shiver up my spine when you said it, like, ripped your fingernail backwards.
Oh, it hurt so bad. Like, I normally do not use swear words, but this particular time I did. Like, it was, that was painful. But, yeah, like, what's it called? Top decking, dude. It is hilarious whenever whenever it's hilarious when it's you. Whenever it's your opponent, it sucks.
I was mad.
I bet.
I don't get angry at friends that easily, and
Mm,
usually when it is, it's like a kind of playful anger.
right.
But this was just like, I have blind rage towards you right now because that is the most anime BS I've ever seen.
Like, what's it called? So, my friend Mordor put together his cyber dragons, right? And
Yeah,
he brought them over in the middle of the week, and he was just like so excited to start using his new cyber dark support. And he's gotten pretty good at comboing into the new cyber dragon boss monster, the cyber dark end dragon, whatever,
yeah, the
uh,
5K.
the 5K one. And I swear, like, so I'm playing super heavy samurai because I haven't in a while. So I'm just kind of, memeing on him. Like, I'm doing the battle ball combos where it's like, oh, I have like a level 10 or like a level 8 monster. I'm like, oh, well, that's great. With battle ball on the field, I can turn that into advantage for myself. So, what ends up happening is there's like there's this one time when he has me dead to rights. Like, he's got his cyber dark end dragon out
Yeah,
on the field, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, yeah, there's nothing I can do about this. So I draw and top decking Jizukiru. So I'm like, does that thing have protection from being turned into a kaiju? And he's like, no. I'm like, alrighty then, it's a kaiju now.
it's like I summon Jizukiru, and then Battle Ball effect. I'm going to use your Jizukiru to make Steam Train King.
Exactly. That is
Choo choo go burr.
that is precisely how it went down. I was like, oh, it looks like I'm going to summon Steam Train King this turn.
I love the fact that Battle Ball is basically like a sphere mode. It's just so great.
Mm-hmm. Battle Ball is hilarious, man. I love Battle Ball. And it's that's the one play that I'm always trying to make in that deck is, like, just go Battle Ball into something your opponent doesn't want.
Let's see. That's why I build like the crappy off meta table 500 decks like super heavies because it's no one knows what they do. So whenever you play Battle Ball and you're like, I'm gonna use your guy to make a giant train that can sit in defense mode and attack you for 40. Is it 42 or 48?
It's 48.
It's just like, oh, my board, it's broken.
It's beautiful when it happens. Like, nobody's expecting. Nobody expects Battle Ball to show up and turn their stuff into super heavy samurai stuff. So I absolutely love it. But what was I gonna say? Is like, yeah. So that was my week in dueling. Also, I did build what's it called, Rocket Dragon Link. So that's been fun. And
I,
like, like you and I have mentioned before, I actually kind of like going pure archetype. So it's a majority just rockets. Like,
so it's not like Dragon Link as much as it's like the rocket structure deck, but
yeah, it's like,
actually playable.
right. It's like the rocket structure deck, but I have like three of them put together.
Yeah,
Now there's a few that I'm like, okay, well, those are just good, so I don't want to like miss out on them. So like White Dragon Collapse, Wyvern Buster, and Black Dragon Collapse Serpent are in there just because they're good. Um,
yeah. Those are, I would consider those two stable cards, honestly.
yeah. What was the thing that? So I was playing against like this one guy who his whole thing was Dragoon Pass, right? And I think that he was unfamiliar with Dragon Link or something because he goes combo Predaplant Dragoon Pass,
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, That's fine. And I say out loud, I think I have a rocket monster that has non-targeting removal, which is true. Magna Rocket Dragon is non-targeting removal.
Yeah,
Um, However, it didn't occur to me that I was like, wait, does Dragoon negate monster effects too? I can't remember. So I'm sitting there going like, I think he does, but I don't remember. So I said that, but like what I said out loud first was like, I think I have something that's non-targeting removal. And he's like, all right, let's see it. And I was like, okay. So I start moving through my combos, and I'm like, okay, so I go Chaos Space, and he's like, okay, not negating it. And I was like, weird. I think he was waiting for the monster that would non-targeting remove Dragoon, right? So I'm
yeah.
like, so I go like Chaos Space, no negate, no negate. I was like, okay, Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, negate, and he's like, no. I'm like, alrighty. So I start like just going through, and I'm getting nervous the more I play, and the more he's not doing anything about it. So there comes a point where I have 4 rockets on my field, and then I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm like, can I read Dragoon? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I look at it, and I'm like, this thing's not indestructible by battle. So I just like pass it back to him. I'm like, Link 4 Boral Sword Dragon? And he's like, oh my god. And I was like, you can't negate a summon, can you? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh. Well, enter battle phase, attack you with Boral Sword Dragon.
Enter battle phase, target one of my own monsters, switch to defense. How do you like 6,000 damage coming at your face?
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. He was like, I should have negated you sooner. I'm like, you should have. I'm surprised you didn't. I was worried that he would.
It's Gamma said he's trying out a BLS deck, a Gaia deck, and a Dark Magician deck, which I
Uh,
have Dark Magicians, and I've got mine set up to where I can get 3 Dragoon on field. It's not beautiful, but it's it's a meme.
it's not beautiful. I'm like, I think anyone who's playing against it would have to agree to that.
Like there's a game I was playing against one of our friends, and I opened up. It was like Red Eyes, Magical Eyes, Fusion, Polymerization, and then 2 Dark Magician spell cards.
Hmm.
And I was like, I can't really do anything, so I got to pass.
Hmm.
And he ends up being able to combo and kill me. And it's like, I want to just see what the next card was, and it was the Dark Magician. And it's like, let's say you didn't kill me. I want to see if you can get out of this. So Polymerization for the first Dragoon, Magical Fusion for the second Dragoon, and he just looks at me. And he's like, "Yeah, you would have won."
Yeah. Oh man, that's beautiful.
One,
I love it.
one Dragoon passes hard enough. 2 Dragoon passes is no.
Yeah. And one thing that I keep forgetting about Dragoon is that the attack increase that they gain is permanent. You know, like
Yeah,
yeah, like that's something that I keep forgetting about. So like sometimes I'm like, okay, so he negated me, no problem. Next turn I'll get him. I can climb into something that's 3K at least. But no, like next turn they negate something else and now they're 5K and I'm like, ah crap, I didn't know that.
I don't know how much you've actually looked into the Gaia deck, but the Gaia deck is like it can do some pretty nutty things. Like
I've seen
uh,
it only on Dual Links, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's where Gamma is using it.
I know I think the fusion, if you set it up right, it's every time it destroys something by battle, it doubles its attack,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that's a permanent attack gain,
I don't
and
remember.
you're staring down a 2600 beat stick that is now a 5200 and now a 10,400, and
Yeah, uh, I love how like literally every single one of Yugi's monsters ended up being like the head of its own archetype.
That's something that Konami's been doing that I can fully stand behind. It's
Mm.
just giving a monster like its own archetype.
Yeah.
I wish they did something better with Summon Skull, but I mean, I think all of his ace monsters have an archetype around them now.
Mm. Yeah, I think so. I've seen like what's it called? A little while ago, Dark Arm Duelist did like a Summon Skull deck profile, and I don't know like how well it works or what, but I was like, you know what? If you can make it work, that's something I'd be interested in seeing.
It's one of those like crappy decks that I probably will eventually make because I've got all the extra deck cards to it, and who doesn't have just a bunch of Summon Skulls lying around? Because
That
it's
would be me.
been reprinted.
I have probably exactly one.
Is it a first edition LOB?
It might be a first edition LOB, yes.
Well, then that's impressive because I said that, and I think it actually came out in Metal Raiders.
Summon Scolded?
I believe, yeah, it was a ultra rare Metal Raiders.
Man. Oh.
So if you have a first edition LOB Summon Skull, that is worth some serious money because it's not supposed to
Because it's
exist.
not supposed to exist. It's a first edition something. Or, I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I have, like... Because, like, Summon Skull, like, was good for maybe, like, one format at the very beginning.
Yeah, it was the original like boss monster. For one tribute, you get something as strong as the Dark Magician.
Now, I don't know how much you guys can see of this, but, like, dude, this is... this is, like, almost done. I'm getting more and more excited. I wish that the camera wasn't so terribly out of focus for, like, this... like, this stretch, you know? But, what was I going to tell you? There was something that was important. And now, for the life of me, I can't remember.
I think it was your credit card number. I think that's what you're going to tell me.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think it was something, at least something to do with that.
So get your pen and paper out, kids. And we'll write this down. Make sure you get those wacky 3 numbers on the back of the card.
Okay, so I actually think that this centerpiece needs to be rotated. I don't think it's in correctly where it is right now. So things are gonna have to come off, which is a shame because I was right there. But at least now we know where these things go, so that's a good thing.
I will say it looks pretty cool being as complete as it is now.
Yeah, I know, right? You're like, it looks pretty cool, from what we can see at least.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is what my vision usually looks like.
Let's see. How did this snap in there? There we go. Okay, so this centerpiece is the problem. It's in a way that it's not supposed to be in. So maybe...
The whole thing just falls apart.
I'm worried about that because that's happened before. That's happened before, and it was... Ooh, I did not feel good about it. Okay, so
it happened to Yuki. Except I think it was more of his was stolen and smashed and fallen apart.
Yeah, I mean, it did happen to Yugi like that. I kind of figured that, if you put it together once already, putting it together the second time probably isn't so bad.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have a feel for how to actually put it together, and
right.
You'd kind of know what pieces go with what pieces.
Yeah, like for example, the last time when we were doing this, and it fell apart. what's it called? I managed to put it together like without much issue. I mean, it wasn't all that. Yeah, Brother Gamma, I will send you my CC number. That is something that needed to be in there. That is something that I needed to tell you guys.
It starts with a number between 1 and 0.
Okay, so I think that... Okay, I'm going to try it with it there where it is now. And then I think it was this piece that needs to go here. Hold on. There's an easy way to test this. Because it snaps into this one. Yeah, that's the one. So it needs to go in there, and it needs to go in there like this. Okay. So like that. And then this goes in here like this. So, yeah.
Yeah, get it done, and then there's going to be a secret compartment that opens, even though you can clearly see that there's no compartment in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the pharaoh is.
Mm-hmm. There is one thing that has me really concerned, and that's there's this part right here, which for the life of me, I don't see anywhere that this would fit. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, the shape of it is like this doesn't go anywhere, and that has me nervous. Like, I'm gonna come across it like at some point, and it's gonna be like, oh, something was clearly supposed to be somewhere that you didn't find it. Okay, so now it doesn't feel right. So let's see, what if we...
That piece kind of looks like it would be a corner piece on the top, maybe?
It does look like that, but here's the thing. Like, all of the top pieces are there. You know?
Or what if that's like one of the pieces that goes within the puzzle to like hold stuff together?
That's what I'm super concerned about. I am extremely concerned that it's supposed to be inside of the puzzle and not like I did it, you know? I'm also worried about this centerpiece because I don't feel like I'm putting it in the right place. I mean, like, it fits there, but I don't know. What am I not seeing? There we go. That clicked rather nicely, actually. I think that might be it. Huh. Dexter! Welcome to the stream. It is rather puzzling, I will agree with you. But we're making heavy progress. There's been several times when I thought that I was on the verge of a solution.
I mean, we do only have a couple pieces left on it, so that is good.
Mm-hmm. It is a good thing. This one, if I'm not mistaken, is supposed to fit in here, or at least I put it in here a couple of times already. we go. Now it's all a matter of it sliding into place. Yeah, that feels a lot more accurate.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be solving the Millennial Puzzle, not the Millennium Puzzle.
Oh, well, the Millennial Puzzle is going to be a lot more complicated, I'm afraid. The Millennial Puzzle doesn't come with an easy solution. Like, this one didn't come with an answer key or anything like that, but, you know. I feel like the Millennial Puzzle is like not just like it doesn't come with an answer key. It's like, hey, it comes with additional puzzles on top of that. You have to solve each puzzle before you move on to the next one.
Just off screen, Bard's been watching YouTube videos on how to put this thing together.
No. Believe you me.
He's been cheating us all.
Uh-oh. Something shifted and now it keeps wanting to fall apart. Don't do it. I don't know what shifted, but it was big. I felt it like like the whole thing collectively just like became suddenly unstable.
It just disintegrates in your hand.
Golly, I'm waiting for that to happen. Okay, so we are safe. It looks like everything is fine. I know that this piece goes here. So now comes the difficult part of, like, I know that this goes in here somewhere. Hold them up. Don't tell me. No, that doesn't make any sense. Unless it's supposed to be off to the side over here? No, because then that pops the other thing out of place, so, How awkward this is. Makes me question if that part is in there correctly after all. I mean, it snapped in place really nicely, so I want to say the answer to that is yes, but I can't tell.
Yeah, we're aware. Bard's camera is dying.
Yeah, my camera.
A slow, painful death.
Yeah, so apologies for that, but yeah, my camera's apparently hooped.
All at Once for Christmas is a hula hoop. Bard will not get it a hula hoop, so it is unfocused now.
Interesting. Okay. So it comes down to the same thing as usual. Now we know we have the right pieces, but we have to find the correct sequence. And I honestly think that this one, for as much as it feels like it's incorrectly right now, it is actually not. I think it's supposed to be in there like this, which, I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but Unless, hold on. Does that make more sense? No. So, I got a question for you.
I may have an answer for you.
Okay. That's a good start. So, last time I asked you about tell me your clutch story, but there's actually more to it, more to this game than clutches. There's actually sometimes you just can't help but like really mess up a play and fumble it up real hard. So tell me your greatest fumble.
I played 5 different win cons in Mystic Mine, and first turn drew 5 or 4 of the 5 pieces of Exodia, and could not get to anything else because I had 4 or 5 pieces of Exodia in my hand.
Oof. You knew that one like right off the bat.
Yeah, that was by far my most like frustrating and infuriating match that I've ever had.
Raven said try to wipe the camera possibly may force it to focus. Now, I did this previously whenever we first started. So let me try it real quick again.
It's autofocus on. I would
Autofocus.
say try autofocus when wiping it, because that may cause it to thing,
I've
like you say.
been toggling it on and off, but let's see. Configure video. All right, so autofocus is on. So let's try it. So autofocus is on. Got like my little lens wipe here. I like to pretend that I am cleaning the entire audience when I do this. Still no. Still out of focus. So, I don't know. 42 earlier said that the camera might be messed up already, which I wouldn't doubt. But let's see. Run one last thing that I can think about here. Let me set everything to default and see if that like fixes it. It might be that I did something. If anything, I feel like that almost made it worse. Let's see.
It's a shame too, because I was gonna comment on how beautiful the playmat you're using there is.
Ah, it's a wonderful playmat. I absolutely love it.
You degenerate.
I know.
Did you buy just the playmat, or did you buy like the whole kit, the sleeves and the deck box and
Listen, we don't need to get into my spending habits.
You did, didn't you? You have the binder and the deck box and the sleeves.
Dareinger. Those are some wild, accurate accusations you're making there.
I did the same thing with the Godwins, and then the Dark Magician Dragon Knight.
I did that one too, yes.
The Dark Magician Girl Dragon Knight one, though, there's a guy that he's just like a known degenerate at our locals. So I bought all of the sleeves just so he couldn't buy any of them.
Oh, that is.
And then there were people who were like, "Oh, I wanted the sleeves, but someone went and bought them all." And it's just like, reach into my backpack. Here, have 2 packs of them.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about it either, because the guy is not like he's not a nice person. Actually, like, yelled at him last night because he told one of the guys that he was going to give him a ride home, with it being as cold as it is, and then like 5 minutes before the shop closed, he was like, "Actually, I need to save gas, so you can like find another way to walk home." And it's just like, dude,
that is.
Do not tell somebody you're going to take them home and then say no, psych, JK.
And then bail. Yeah, that's some messed up stuff.
So I took the guy home because we're good friends, but it was just like, dude, with as mad as Stormy made me, and someone, it's lucky that someone didn't just get my fist like knocking their teeth down their throat.
Yikes. Trying to. Okay, so this fits here.
So since Raven's here, we can talk about that Yu-Gi-Oh-esque game called Pokermans, I believe.
Pokermans? I love Pokermans.
Bidoof is the only Pokerman that's actually like good.
Which one?
I have an army of them. Bidoof.
Oh, Bidoof?
Yeah, the beaver squirrel Pokemon.
Yeah, he's something.
He's a beaver squirrel. I'll say that. He even actually showed me a Pokemon that was a giant squirrel, and then he said it had a bird form, and I got really confused really quickly.
Mm. I'm trying to picture what precisely that Pokemon is. Like a giant squirrel that has a bird form.
I would tell you if I knew, but I don't know what it's called. Oh, and he showed me like this. It's like an apple pie. It's like an apple pie
Appleton.
lizard. It's so fucking. I love it. It's the best.
Yeah, Appleton is the best. I raised that one in my latest Pokemon outing. It was great.
I don't know if you've had any like experience with Card Fight Vanguard, but he showed me Appleton, and I was just like, oh, that reminds me of another thing. There's a card called Fruits Assorted Dragon, and it's a dragon with like its tail has grapes on it, its wings are made out of orange slices, it's got like strawberries and bananas,
Mhm.
its body is a banana. It's just the greatest thing ever thought of.
That does sound awesome. I love that.
You did not correct yourself. You said that the squirrel evolved into a bird, and then you sent me like this like armored raven, and I was like, that makes sense as to why you would like that.
We're talking about Corviknight?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
armored raven one. I don't know what its unevolved squirrel form is.
It's like Rookidee and Corvisquire, I think. They're both really awesome. Like, they were like definitely some of my favorites this time around.
You know what a good Pokemon was?
Was that?
Shedinja.
Yeah. I love how in
One
the
hit point.
one hit point, yes. Uh, it, dude, like I don't know how they did it, but somebody in the recent World Championships for Pokemon managed to bring a Shedinja into battle, and he wasn't losing.
Uh, it's 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 got a gimmick to it, and that's why I love it so much. It's the whole only super effective spells or super effective moves work on it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And it's just got like the weirdest typing of ghost insect, I think.
Yeah, it's Ghost Bug.
So it's like psychic works on it, and maybe no fire. Fire wouldn't be super effective on it, would it?
Fire would be. Psychic actually would not.
Oh, I thought psychic beat ghost.
Mm-mm. Ghost beats Psychic. What's it called? The reason why Ghost was actually bad against Psychic in the first generation is because the three ghosts that were available were also poison types.
It was what, Ghastly, Gengar, and
And Hunter.
Haunter?
Yeah.
Are you sure there's only three?
In the
I
first
feel like
generation? Yeah.
I feel like there was like more.
Mm-mm. First generation, the only three ghosts were Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. And all three of them were ghost poison, which made them really bad against Psychic because Psychic is double effective on poison. Which I feel like that was an oversight on somebody's behalf.
The fat flying squirrel was just fire, flying, and ice type.
Fire, flying, and ice type. Which one is that?
I don't know. I didn't know that Pokemon could have three types.
I didn't think Pokemon could have three types either.
Yeah, Raven's got like some hacked ROMs over here or something. I've only ever like watched up to Gen 4, and I've only ever played up to Gen 4. So like, I think it was the Sinnoh region was Gen 4.
That was Gen 4, yeah.
Yeah, I only know up to that. So like my favorite would be like Reggie Rock, Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel, and Reggie Gigas.
Hmm.
And then the all-time best Pokemon ever, without any debate, is Giratina. So
Yeah, Generation 4 actually had like my favorite Pokemon in it too, which was Infernape. Uh, Stop misinterpreting my words, says Raven.
Raven showed me
The squirrel
the
was just
Gen 8
fat.
starters.
Fire, flying, ice. I'm pretty sure Gen 3 had ghosts. Gen 3 did have ghosts. Gen 3 had a lot of ghosts.
It had Shuppet and Bannet
Yeah.
and
Duskull
uh,
and Dusclops.
what was the little Mischievous? Something like that.
Yeah, Misdreavus was Gen 2.
Oh, Gen 2.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they had Dusclops and Duskull. Was Darkrai a ghost?
Darkrai is a ghost. He's, if I'm not
He's like
mistaken.
the
Actually,
Edgelord
no.
legendary ghost.
Now that I think about it, I think Darkrai is straight up dark. Hold on just a second.
I'm looking it up.
I'm
He
looking it up too.
is. Yeah, he's just dark.
He's just dark. There's no ghost in there. Like my old apartment, whenever I tried to like get out of like what's my lease by telling them it was haunted.
What was the? It was a ghost. There's Rotom. That was a legendary ghost.
Yeah.
But this one was like a rock that had the ghost coming out of it.
Oh, Spiritomb.
Spiritomb. That's it.
I've been trying to
I
get that
remember.
one in like the Diamond and Pearl remake, but it is hard, man. That is just like it's not even like it's complicated. It's just time consuming.
That was like when I played the original Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. That was like, I think it was an event that you had to be on during a certain weekend, and you could like go to a certain place, and you would get the like keystone that would give you Spiritomb.
Yeah, they gave you the keystone right out of the gate on this one. Uh, the getting the Spiritomb was like it was like a little gimmicky thing where it was like, okay, so you're gonna need the new underground. You're gonna need to go in it and talk to 32 NPCs. But like finding 32 different NPCs is hard. It is just like, God, that has taken so much of my time. I'm just like, golly, like,
That was one of the things about like the original DS and the Diamond and Pearl games that I loved was like all of the legendaries you had to be on. You had to have like a source of internet and
mm-hmm,
then be online at a certain date and time, and then you could get the legendary.
mm-hmm.
This I remember. We went to Toys R Us
Yeah.
when the Shaman event came out because I wanted to get Shaman, and I think uh, we went to Toys R Us for Darkrai, and I don't remember if Lucario was uh, an event or not. It was just like every time a legendary came out, I was like, "Hey, Dad, can we go to Toys R Us?" And he's like, "We're not getting you toys." I was like, "I don't want toys. I just want to catch a Pokemon."
Yeah, I never made it to any one of those events. I wanted to a lot, but I never did.
Raven showed me the like Gen 8 starters and then the Gen 8 evolutions of the starters, and I was like, "No,
Yeah,
no."
I was disappointed with Rillaboom. I thought Rillaboom could have been a lot cooler.
Is that the grass type one?
That is the grass type one, yes.
The grass type one was Big Monkey with Drum, and I thought that was like the other two were like weird because it started out like a cute lizard and then turned into like creepy slender lizard thing,
I know. Like I'm like, gosh, why is it giving me bedroom eyes?
and then it was like cute rabbit turned into weird high school OC art.
Yeah, like I'm like, you guys are like, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the channel. I'm like, you guys are furry baiting real hard right now.
It was I was like mildly disturbed by it, but apparently that I think that's the same generation as no. He said fat mouth stomach dude was Gen 7.
Yeah, that's in the Alola region. That's Guzzlord.
I told him that I kind of want to like just get a 3DS for Christmas now, just so I can go catch a Guzzlord. He just looks cool. He's like a big fat dude with a giant stomach mouth and like mouth hands
Yeah,
and
Guzzlord is pretty cool.
yeah. Raven did say like the exact same thing that you said. He was like, "Yeah, they're just furry baiting at this point with Gen 8 starters."
That's what it feels like to me, man. Like I'm like, you guys trying to awaken something in people? Like, what's going on here?
Hey, they did that when they put Bidoof in Gen 4. Does Bidoof have an evolution?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
he does. He's got Bibarel.
Is that just like a bigger version of Bidoof?
Basically, it's a big giant version of Bidoof.
I have to look it up because I don't remember. Oh, the barrel, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a fat version of Bidoof.
Did I just figure it out? I did. I think. I did. Okay. Now it's a sharp turn. And voila. I knew that if I tried to force it enough, it would eventually work.
You have
Perfect.
to use the heart of the puzzle question mark.
Have to use the heart of the puzzle, even though the puzzle has shown itself to be fickle and cruel.
Oh, but Raven also, I told him about uh, Poltergeist, and
Yeah,
he was like, "Yeah, that's a great one. It's amazing."
it is pretty great, isn't it?
Its abilities are Tea Break and Mad Party. That's what my card has on it.
Both, yeah, I raised one, and it's basically got like the cloister thing going on, where it's like highly defensive, and you can get up to some nonsense with that if you know what moves to go for, which is beautiful. I love.
Just you teach it Harden, and the whatever raises its special defense.
Yeah, or like my favorite to go with it is definitely go with like Shell Smash, because it'll like be like, okay, if your defense is like really high, Shell Smash will lower it like a stage or two, but then it'll increase your attack and speed by the same. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. So if you're already, tanky, just, abuse it.
So you've been playing the remake. You said, have you beaten the game?
No, before I headed off to the Elite Four, I wanted to have a Spiritomb in my party, and I think I'm at my seventh badge, and yeah, And that's where I'm stuck right now because like the more I try to search for the Spiritomb, the less and less I can find that 30-second NPC. PA Nightmares
Art.
is with us, and he asks, "Why does the camera look like it has?" Oh Lord.
Yep, that is PA.
Mm-hmm. That is such a PA thing to say.
So, are you worried about Cynthia at all?
Um, kind of, sort of. I mean, I remember that she was hard. Whenever I fought her, like when I with the originals. Um,
I just remember the fucking Garchomp that would one hit anything you put on the field.
the thing about Garchomp is I'm not as worried about him now that there's a fairy type. Because the fairies are immune to dragon moves. Now, they're still relatively weak to. I mean, they can. You can make the argument that you can use a ground attack to end a fairy's life, but like for the most part, I'm not too concerned about Garchomp as much as I
How,
was.
how do they face up against dark moves though? Because I believe Garchomp, I think it either has Bite or Chomp, which I believe are dark type, and that
They
was like highly, highly potent
dark moves are actually like resistant against.
against fairies.
Yeah,
Wow.
fairies are actually like super effective against dark. It's the things that they're weak against is steel and poison. So
I I, I don't see steel and poison.
it's because of fairy folklore. From like the Fae folklore from what's it called, Ireland and the like, where fairies were uh, iron and stuff like that was like poison to them. Like anything that was like refined in nature like that. And poison, I don't understand poison, but I assume it has something to do with their lore also.
I guess, but I feel like that's a bit of a stretch.
It's like, I guess, but I don't like it.
Oh, and PA said the comment was about the barrel, not about the camera.
Oh, yeah. The barrel looks wrong. I don't know what to say more about the barrel, dude. I mean, like, he doesn't look right.
I'm still upset that they made a Pokemon that's just a bag of trash.
Oh, Trubbish is so good, though.
He could be as good as he wants to be, but it still is. It's just like, oh, someone in the office forgot to take the trash out. Oh, that would be a good idea for a Pokemon. Let's send it. No,
In the TCG, I had like a Trubbish Garbodor lockdown, which was actually a pretty good deck to run, and it was hilarious because like I'm like, hey, my deck is trash, but it's beating yours.
my deck is literally trash. It's just 99 Trebishes.
Oh man, that was beautiful. I had so much fun with that. My deck is literally trash.
Oh, Raven also sent me like a GIF of. It's from the same thing as Big Eat Dude. You've said his name like 16 times, and I still have yet to commit memory to it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
Guzzlord.
Guzzlord, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a bat thing that looks. He said it's supposed to be the moon.
Oh, Lunala.
Yeah, that's just amazing too.
Mm-hmm.
Back in my day, we just had Mew and Mewtwo, and those were like cool. But now they've got like a mouth monster and a
Mm-hmm.
giant bat of death and a nuclear missile.
Which one's the nuclear missile?
Uh, Nukemon.
Nukemon.
E. They weren't that original with the name, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course.
But Snow White wasn't a fairy. She was just a girl
Yeah,
that ate an apple.
the internet says that the poison thing is because fairy tales involving poison. Huh. Okay. Well, that is true. Not something that I'd ever considered, but now that you mention it, yeah, that seems to be a recurring theme with them.
I don't know. Poison's a natural thing. I feel like I can kind of understand this deal because you're taking something natural and changing it to something unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
But like the poisons are natural for the most part, so it's a bit of a stretch. I guess if it's based off of fairy tales,
Yeah.
then
It might have something to do because I mean, like, and this is something that I saw like a PokeTuber commenting on a long time ago. But like, it might have something to do with the fact that fairies are supposed to be like almost like the stand-in for the nature archetype. I say archetype, I
yeah,
mean the type. So they're supposed to be like nature. So poison could be like akin to pollution and something like that. You know.
I wish they had like pollution Pokemon. That would be amazing.
That's what
Trubbish would
Trubbish
be
is.
one.
I'm like, that's what Trubbish is.
They just Pokemon just becomes like super woke, and they're
Have
just like, here we have the new poison or the new pollution type. Trubbish is now pollution. We have like acid rain Pokemon. We have global warming Pokemon.
Have you seen the what do you call it? The new coughing?
I have not.
The new or not the coughing, but wheezing, like the Galarian wheezing is literally just smokestacks from like a factory.
It looks like he's got a giant cowboy hat.
Like that's the I don't know if you've seen the Fairly Odd Parents, but that's the choice Pokemon for Doug Dimmadome.
It looks so stupid, but I love it so much. It's like the smoke. He's got like a smoke mustache.
Uh-huh.
The small one's got like a smoke goatee, and they're wearing just like cowboy hats. Oh, speaking of the Doug Dimmadome, someone did like a fan art with them.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I'll put it in the Discord.
Sweet.
I approve of this. This is a good thing that they did.
Mm-hmm. This one definitely fits here.
Come on, Charlotte Kennedy. We don't need that kind of stuff in here.
Charlotte Kennedy's back?
I don't remember what the other one was. It's uh Jim. We'll say it's something Hutchison.
Yeah, it was
I remember
Hutchison.
Hutchison.
I thought it was like Kennedy.
Yeah, I removed the message, and I think 42 reported it and got rid of it or something.
Nice. You guys are on top of this.
Gotta be, or else the bots will take over Skynet, Skyrim.
Skyrim. Okay, so this is what we have now. And I know it's extremely out of focus, but dude, that is legit a pyramid now.
A pyramid. It's supposed to be a sphere.
What? It's supposed to be a what?
It's the Millennium Puzzle. It was a sphere.
No way. I thought it was modeled after the Egyptian pyramids. Oh no, don't tell me that this whole time they've been spheres.
Everything you know is just coming crashing down, and you realize that the midday bard has switched places with you.
Yeah, I know. I've accidentally transported myself to the alternate dimension where the midday bard is the thing. Okay. I'm like always so afraid to like apply any amount of force in the off chance that it just falls apart like it did that other time.
Just implodes on itself.
Yeah. Or like a piece breaks or something, you know, like I'm like, ah. But like sometimes there's pieces that just will not pop into place, and I'm like, you know, if you added some force behind that, and I'm like, yeah, I get that, but at the same time, you know, things can break, and I'm worried about that too. I'm a highly anxious individual, is what I am. Okay. So, in that case, this piece needs to go in all at once, which... Oh, Lord have mercy, this is going to be scary. Please, nothing fall apart. Here we are. Here we are.
I'm nervous for you, just so you know.
Okay, no, so I didn't want to stay. So there has to be a way that they go in there. The problem is I don't see it. I don't see that there's a way that they would go in there without. So like that clicks, right? But then the other one doesn't go in at all if that's the case. So it kind of has to be like
This is where we find out you have to like start from the bottom and work your way to the top to actually get it to work.
At that point, I'd be like, Dareinger, you had mentioned that you brought the super glue. Am I right?
I have brought the super glue, and I have also brought a flamethrower to just melt it.
Let's do it. This Millennium Puzzle is going to meet the same fate as the One Ring. Okay, there it goes. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces.
5 pieces.
5 pieces.
That's how many pieces it takes to summon Exodia.
I know. How grandiose is that? It is serendipitous.
So, is there any video games that you play often, Bart? Do you play the video games?
Yeah, I play the video games. Let's see. My favorites include things such as Overwatch. I'm usually on that a lot. I do enjoy some. Let's see. Pokemon is another one that I'm on a lot. Obviously, you know, based on what we've been doing for several weeks here, I do enjoy the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Duel Links is usually the way that I get on that. Although sometimes I do the EDO Pro. Let's see. Other things that I enjoy. I do get some immense catharsis from... Oh, welcome back, 242. I do get some immense catharsis from doing Animal Crossing. you know. So like, I enjoy like building a town and stuff like that.
Gotta get those bells.
Gotta get those bells. I am deep. I believe that I'm more in debt to Tom Nook than I am to any credit lender IRL.
I'm more in debt to a fictional character than the actual people in real world.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess that's a good thing,
Hmm.
but
And gosh, like okay, so I I hadn't done any games from this franchise before, but I tried Fire Emblem Three Houses, and that game stole my life from me for like 4 months.
I've
Like,
never played Fire Emblems, but
uh,
I've heard those are like top tier, top shelf games.
yes, if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, I immensely recommend trying one out in whatever platform you can find it, which it is on mobile with a game called Fire Emblem Heroes. And mind you, it is extremely dumbed down. It's not the same level of immersion. However, it's got the basics of it, and if you just like need like some Fire Emblem fix, it's a real quick way to like get some of that. Um, but yeah, like Fire Emblem Three Houses, dude, was that was just like to me, I was like, this is top tier game making. Whoever the studio is that made this, bravo. Just like wow.
Unfortunately, I only play bad games.
No,
So,
yeah.
like, if we look at like my most played games on Steam, I believe it's like Dota 2, and then uh, Team Fortress 2,
Mm.
and then probably like Portal 2.
Portal 2 I heard was amazing. I've never
Oh,
tried it myself.
Portal 2 is a great game. Like, uh, on it's in the stream now. Go install Portal 2 and play through Portal 2 today.
Okay.
Just that's what you're supposed to do.
Just end the stream. Well, we are coming up. We actually exceeded our hour and a half. So, yeah, let me wrap it up here, guys. Look at this. This is the whole thing. We have two pieces that I know where they, well, three pieces that I know where they go, and this one where I have no clue. But can we finish it? We will find out next week because honestly, as you can see, there's some that are not fitting together flush, and this is just because I put them in a place to see if they would fit, and they do. But I'm also 100% convinced that if I try to force any of these into place, the entire thing will fall apart. So I will try to I will try to like make sure that this is in proper positioning so that we can finish it next weekend. Me and Dareinger will return if Dareinger wishes to return one more time to this crazy outing.
Of course, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, yeah. And other than that, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.